Hey everybody, Adam Borden, Bass Time Online. Hope you had a great day today. We had a great day. Just got home from church. We had a big full day. Had some interesting musical moments today. We're getting ready for Christmas and we worked on Christmas music today. I love Christmas music and I really encourage you to dig into Christmas music. It's very different a lot of times from the normal music we play at church. But something very specific happened today that I wanted to talk to you about, and that is we had an unusual first service this morning. We didn't actually have choir music this morning. We had some congregational singing, and then we had three different special music selections. First was a family group that sang. Second was our pianist, Miss Julianne, who sang and played. And then third was a fellow named Mark Wheeler, a friend of ours from within the church, who's a singer, preacher, songwriter. And he wrote a song that some of you might have seen out on YouTube called He Has. If you want to look something up, it's all over YouTube. Look up He Has Mark Wheeler and you check that out. But he wrote a song that he did there third. Now, this is a very common situation for if you play at church, if you play basic church, which is what we're all about. You know, if you've been following us for any length of time, that our focus, our heart, our desire is to make church bass players the best they can be for their church and for gospel music and things of that nature. Now, if you play country or rock or, you know, whatever, I ain't mad at you, but this is what we're about. So, today what happened was, first family group, they played their own instruments. A young lady played guitar, did a great job and sang. A young man or brother played mandolin, and they kind of had some other family members and they sang. It was really good. Now, growing up in church playing, I did what I normally do, and that is I just kind of hung back and stayed at my guitar, stayed at the amp, and waited to see what was happening, see if I needed to play or not, or, you know, what they were going to do. So I didn't know the first song. I didn't know what the second song was going to be. I didn't know what the third song was going to be. All right, so there's the same situation happened that's happened to me all of my. I started playing bass in church when I was 8 years old, and from that time forward, there was never like a regimented list. So and so singing here, so and so singing there, and so singing here. Be there for rehearsal 3 times, and we'll get it all nailed down and put in a Ziploc bag for Sunday morning. We just didn't do that, and we still don't do that. We kind of go as the Spirit moves, and maybe a particular song comes to mind that the pastor might want to do, and you never know who's going to be called on to sing or what they're going to sing. So I didn't know what key the song was, first song. I didn't know what the arrangement was, if it was going to be common or something a little bit adjusted or different. And I didn't know how all this was going to kind of fall together. So I want to tell you what I did, and maybe it'll help you to adapt in that situation when you're put in that situation as a church bass player. So here's what I did. Family group, they got up, they got set up, got their mics set up, and got their instruments, and they were getting ready there. So here I am, and this is what I did. You ready? For the first verse and part of the first chorus, I didn't play a note. You know why? Because I didn't know what key it was in. I didn't really know what the song was going to be. I didn't know what the arrangement was. So as the first verse is going through, I put the bass up to my ear, struck that G string with the volume down, helped me determine what key the song was in, maybe B flat or something like that. And so I determined what key the song was in. And then when I found a good entry point, when I figured out, hey, I do know this song. It's a song from the Perrys called I'm Still Amazed from several years ago. I noticed, though, as I went through and listened in the first chorus, they played a couple of chord changes that weren't standard, a little bit different, not wrong, but very cool and everything. But I had to note, they do that chord change differently than the original. So I listened through, came in, they were doing acoustic instruments, so I used a kind of a mock upright, round tone, muted tone to kind of give it that upright feel, and matched what they were doing. Second song, Miss Julianne, she played piano. So here's what I did for her when she started playing. This is what I did. Nothing. Didn't play a note. You know why? I didn't know what key the song was in. I didn't know what the name of the song was, and I didn't know what the arrangement was. Same thing. I recognized the song as a Christmas song called He Was Heaven's Child. Man, I love that song. Well, I figured it out, and I knew she had played it a few times before, and so I remembered her arrangement, did the little listening thing, found out what key, took off, bam. Big, full, round ballad tone, great. Then Mark Wheeler gets up. Mark Wheeler plays guitar. He plays a song he wrote called The Boy from the Carpenter's Shop. I'd only heard it maybe a couple of times, and I knew it had some quirky changes and some odd bar lengths in the choruses. So I had to make sure that I was hitting it right. And so the same thing. I found my in, and I played some big long whole notes, and we played the song. All right, now, here's the key to that. Here's what I want you to take away from this quick lesson. Number one, it's okay not to play. It's okay not to play. If you don't know the song, it's okay. If you don't know what key the song's in, it's okay not to play. Number two, it's a bad idea to play when you don't know the song. It's a terrible idea. Don't do that. Here's why. Because they're in their moment, they've got a song. If you're in church, that song's got a message. And somebody might need to hear the message in those lyrics. And if you're over there trying to figure out what key they're in, you're becoming a distraction. And God forbid you're playing along there and you're playing a G, and oh no, they're playing an E flat. Well, you might distract that singer. They might forget where they are. They might forget the words. You might just totally throw them off. Here's the thing about it. We're church bass players. We're not the center of attention. It's not about us. It's about the lyrics of the songs that have a message that somebody might need to hear. So what's our two takeaways today? It's okay not to play if you don't know the song. Number two, it's a bad idea to play if you don't know the song. And here's a little bonus still. You're in church playing gospel music. Listen to gospel music. Become familiar with some of the different styles, from groups like the Isaacs to the Collingsworth family to quartets like Gold City, or families like the Collingsworths or whoever. You got a lot of variety in gospel music. Soloists like Joseph Habedank or whoever. So become familiar with that sound. Become familiar with that style. If you're playing in church, you're playing church music. Listen to it. Train your ear to it. Okay? So I hope that helps you today. And maybe take a moment next time you get called upon to sit in with somebody and you don't really know the song or the arrangement. Okay? Because we're here to make it better for the service. All right? Now let's share. Do us a favor. Share this video. Subscribe to the channel. You can hit that little button there and subscribe to the channel. And pass this around to your bass player friends or your church musician friends. And we'll see you next time, okay?